Let's start with last night's game. Arsenal 3, Newcastle 0. And I've just asked the question there, how long before Arsenal win the title? First response is from Curly, who says, Arsenal are one of 7 winners of the Premier League. Why ask how long before they win it again? Spurs and many other clubs still haven't. Well, it's to do with Arsenal, really. Arsenal fans want to get back there to winning titles, correct? OK, that's what they want. There's other things they want along the way as well. They want to qualify for the Champions League. There's so much more improvement they've got to do. But they're miles. They've just got into the top 10. You know, it should be party time.
Hey, one thing as well, while you're talking about that, is the reason as well we're talking about it is, but one of their players who signed for Arsenal in the last window, one of the reasons he went, besides obviously getting the nice little earner, was what he was told, what they were hoping will happen at Arsenal in the next 3 seasons. So I think it's a realistic ask.
And the reason why we're asking it is not just because of that, but because they won last night. And actually, it's a positive reason because they're looking really good. And they've got some young players. Okay, Emile Smith-Rowe, I think, is 20. Saka's 19, I believe. So they've got some young players. So they're going to develop and get even better, even though they look really good right now. So at what stage do we think that this Arsenal team that's right at the start... I mean, this Arsenal team, if you look at some of those players in there, they're right at the start of the development of becoming a top team. And I fully expect that I don't expect that to fall away unless somebody leaves. I know Saka's signed a contract and there's no sign of Smith-Rowe going anywhere. So at what point do we say, yeah, they can win the title? Is it a 3-year thing, a 5-year thing, a 10-year thing? At what point? Because they ain't going to hang around if they're not going to have a chance of winning the title.
I think the thing is not to get carried away, but I think these clubs like Arsenal and Tottenham and Manchester United and Manchester City should always have good youngsters coming through. They can go around the world and get the best youngsters and pick them and go from there, right? From whatever age it may be. It's about the signings he makes to complement, where they fit in to the starting 11 and can develop very quickly. And I think one of the arguments that debates people have had about Arsenal is that some of their senior players probably weren't ideal for some of the youngsters to express themselves. Now, if he gets that right, and it looks like he's found a good balance at the minute, you never know. But he's gradually getting rid of some of the senior players who he probably don't think will influence the youngsters in the right way. That's the important. The youngsters, they will always come through if they're good enough. It's the influence from the older players.
It's a great point. And I think the other part of that, which people might overlook, is the fact that it's freeing up a lot of money from the wage bill. That can go into investment in the first team squad as well. So maybe it might just happen sooner rather than later. So John has just tweeted saying, surely talking about when Arsenal will be back in the top 4 would be more appropriate. Well, we discussed this earlier, and I think that it could be this season. It's a crazy season. And is that really the end goal for you? Is that it? If Arsenal are saying, well, yeah, the big one for us will be getting back in the top 4, I don't think so. I think the big one is getting back to being title winners, challenging for the Champions League where they were in the mid-2000s and early 2000s. That's what the aim should be. There's a number of clubs, Goffey, who are challenging for a top 4 place. And if Arsenal keep on with this form, keeping clean sheets, with the youngsters playing really well, they will definitely be in that mix for a top 4 place. So that's not really a smart question to ask, because it could happen this season.
Well, it's amazing, isn't it? But there went that many years, didn't there, where they were just always in the Champions League. It became, everybody expected it just to happen year after year after year. But that ended, and it's proving a battle to get back in there. I think Arteta, he was under a little bit of pressure, from fans and from the media to get some results. He's got on a nice little run now. They're playing some decent football. He's got some good youngsters. I think that's plain to see. I still think they need 4 to 5 players, Aid. But the problem, I've always said that about Arsenal. They seem to be always 4 to 5 players short. Now, it's not 1 or 2 short, it's 4 to 5 short. And even under Wenger, we were saying if Wenger just went out and got the 4 players, they could turn them into champions rather than just scraping into the Champions League. They could be champions. But they don't do that, Arsenal. So are they going to do it under Arteta, or is it always going to be every year, possibly signing 2, and then... but to get them 2 in, it's got to be 3 out or something. So we'll have to wait and see in the next window.
I would say that some tough decisions are being made, some maybe unexpected decisions are being made, and Arteta's being quite bold, actually. If you think about it, with the Ozil situation, I think there were times when he would have really wanted to bring him back in, but felt that he couldn't. So that hasn't happened, and now he's gone. I think it's the time to look forward. Arsenal fans will want to win the Premier League title again. So when will that happen? And nobody's saying it can happen this year or next year. Who knows when it will be? You tell us when you think it'll be. MWD has tweeted, it'll be a while before Arsenal win the title, but we should be aiming to do it within 5 to 6 years.
Well, there you go.
He
There's
says,
the answer.
and here's the next thing. He says, bear in mind Newcastle are rubbish, when giving some context to last night. And boy, Darren, they were atrocious, weren't they?